Deer versus taking back roads or highways, or should I say back roads versus 55 mile per hour posted state roads. And I guess you could consider interstates in with that as well. What I'm fixing to say, let me stress that this is just my theory. This is my opinion. This is how my mind is working. There's kind of two trains of thought on this. Facts that I do know is that it takes a lot longer distance and time to slow down from 60 miles an hour to say 20 than it does to go from 40 mile an hour to 20 or to a complete stop. I'm not scared of deer. I've run up on them all the time. But it's always on my mind, especially this time of year, late November, anywhere in this area, pretty much mid-October on until you get to like late January or February, it starts to slow down the deer traffic. But yeah, it's something that has to be taken into consideration. And so, when possible, when time allows, I oftentimes prefer to take the back roads to get from where I'm at to where I need to be, especially on days like today, because on a back road, yes, you are probably more likely to see deer crossing and stuff like that. However, because most of the time there's no traffic behind you and you can just putt along 35, 40 mile an hour. Two things happen. One, it gives you more time to react to seeing the deer, gives you more time to slow down. And two, if worst case scenario you did have a collision, you are traveling at a much lower speed. So that is my hunch. Versus, you know, like traveling Highway 641, we'll just pick on that one because that's the main state road close to me, you know, posted 55 mile an hour. When people actually do go the speed limit, you know, you've got so many cars coming and going, and the cars themselves are a hazard. Because let's say you're on a 55 mile an hour, 60, you know, road, you're running 60 mile an hour, and with traffic, you got cars behind you, you got cars in front of you, you got cars coming on, a deer comes out across, bam, you hit the deer, it throws you off the bike into oncoming cars. You know, when I wrecked the V-Strom, and I hit that ditch about 50 mile an hour, that sucked, yes, that hurt, but I was able to get up and walk away and drive away and keep going. But you hit something solid like a tree or a vehicle, you ain't gonna walk away from that. You know, I try to keep my eyes as far forward as I can, and I mean, I don't focus on any one spot. I'm like those my eyeballs are like those Cylons you see on Galactica, you know, left and right, you know, the little scanners, you know, I'm constantly looking left and right and as far out and back and just constantly scanning for deer. But my theory is this, and this is what I would like to hear some opinions on this. Nobody's right or wrong. It's just everybody's personal opinion. My opinion is, when possible, I'd rather travel back roads slower than be up on a main state road. Even though, typically, on the main, heavily traveled state roads, there is less deer collisions. What do y'all do? Do y'all prefer to ride the back roads and go slower and take your time and enjoy the ride? Or, I mean, maybe you enjoy the ride only if it's over 80 mile an hour. I don't know. Different people, you know, different folks, different strokes. But, you know, what is y'all's thoughts on deer? Do you think that I'm right, you know, taking the slower back roads whenever possible? Or do you think I should stick to main roads, you know, the main state roads and interstates doing 70 and 80 mile an hour where there's lots of traffic? Because there's also less wildlife on those roads? Who knows? It's a toss-up, in my opinion, but I would like to hear what y'all do. And I wish each and every one of y'all a safe, blessed week, and hopefully wherever you're at, and if you're a rider, hopefully the weather's holding out good enough for y'all to keep on rolling.